next team. This is really sad right here. This is utter sadness.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. I don't even know where to start. I mean, obviously Zion. I mean, let's start with Zion.
Let's just
He had a great year last year. I feel a lot of people don't talk about it. The guy averaged 26 last year, like 60-something% field goal percentage. So,
yeah.
But I mean, the drawbacks of that is Zion might get a little frustrated. Might force his way out. I'm already hearing chirpings that his family doesn't want to be in New Orleans.
Yeah.
So,
but what's
go
weird is that he said on media day that he loves it there. So I don't know what.
Of course he's gonna say that. But
that is true.
Free agency, we got him Devontae Graham. Like
that's it.
You got him Devontae Graham and he drafted him Trey Murphy.
Yeah.
That's Garrett Temple. You got him Garrett Temple.
And don't forget Sato, Bulls GOAT.
Good job, David Griffin. Good job. You lose Lonzo Ball. And I mean Devontae Graham, I mean, he's decent. But when you have a young superstar, with Zion stature, you kind of want to do better than Devontae Graham as your marquee free agent ad. I mean, Brandon Ingram is Brandon Ingram. He was an all-star last year, right?
Yeah.
So I guess there's that.
Yeah.
Valanciunas, does he fit in with this team?
No.
I mean, he can stretch the floor sometimes, maybe, but he's not going to be sitting in the corner or on the wing.
No, he prefers, he feels at home, and he feels at home in the paint, and that's the exact reason why they got rid of Steven Adams. But it doesn't matter because it's the same. He wants to go grab offensive boards. He led the league in offensive rebounds per last year, I think. So I don't know.
My bad. Brandon Ingram was an all-star 2 years ago.
Oh, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's look at the bright side. Okay. Trey Murphy was a good draft pick.
Yeah, he was.
Or a good trade. It was a good trade to get him. He's going crazy right now in preseason. He can stretch the floor.
Mm-hmm.
He has a long wingspan. He's tall. This is one good thing.
I mean, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I mean, last year he went from 5 points per game to 11.
Yes, him too. That's what I was gonna say.
And he showed really he can shoot the ball a little bit. His 3-point attempts went from 3 to 5 last year.
Yeah,
and shot 34%, which is nice. I mean, as a 2 guard in this league, if you could do that and play some defense,
he's nice. I like him.
It.
I like them a lot. A lot of people were sleeping on him, but I knew what he was. He's nice.
Keira Lewis,
another
year under his belt. He was all right last year. Nothing too crazy, but I mean, you got another year of Keira Lewis. He averaged 6 points per game last year.
Mm-hmm. Which is enough. It's not like it's nothing. It's just like I don't know what direction they're going.
Yeah, it's just I don't know what they're trying to do. What's the plan here? I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Ideally, you'd want to just space everyone out, just let Zion go to work, kind of like what we've seen from Giannis. That whole experiment, just 5 out, let Giannis handle the ball, force his way into the rim. That's what I'd like to see, but I don't know.
So
I don't
let me ask you something. Do you think that there are dominant forces at the 4 spot, like Zion, like Giannis? And so what is the right system for them? Because Zion, the big question with him is fitness. And Giannis is obviously in way better condition and size than Zion, right? Giannis is 6'11", 260, and Zion is literally the same weight, I think, or a little heavier, but 6'6". So, or 6'6", 6'6". So, what is the right system around it? Because
so I think the right system, we saw what the Bucks just did this past year.
Mm-hmm.
They realized we can't be too reliant on Giannis just forcing his way to the bucket. That's not going to work. We've seen it countless times fail, and they finally adjusted this year, where we saw more of Giannis getting post touches, and doing something from the post. Giannis being the screener in the pick and roll. I mean, stuff like that could basket force. It open up a lot of things, obviously. If he had a post game, defenses are gonna definitely have to focus on that because Zion drop steps and dunk, you're obviously gonna have to send someone. Zion as a roller, I mean, we've seen him as a vertical threat. Crazy, right? Jumps out the building. So I feel like that would be something that I'd like to see them add to their game or to their system. I mean, Milwaukee had Brook Lopez at the 5 next to Giannis.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jonas Valanciunas is as reliable 3-point shooter as Brook Lopez. But like having a 5 that could shoot would be really beneficial to Zion, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the difference because Giannis and Zion are very different players, obviously.
Yeah.
I think Giannis, weirdly enough, handles the ball better than Zion.
He does.
And he's able to make plays out of the dribble from the top of the key to a shooter than Zion has. So I don't know if it's either something
and that's the issue. Like you can't really just rely on Zion.
Exactly. Like I don't know if
it's a read.
Yeah, exactly. That's what that's exactly what I was gonna say. That like I don't know if it's more of something that he can develop or
less on offense. You have
something
Zion
he just can't do anymore. Yeah. But that's what I was thinking. But 6'6" guy at the 5 spot.
PJ Tucker did it.
I know he did
it.
No.
Zion plays the 5 on offense, like the role of a 5.
5 on offense.
And that's why like you need a 5 that can play the 4 on offense, but be a 5 on defense.
Yeah. That's why this like positionless basketball is so it's a blessing and a curse in a way where you get freaks like Giannis, and it obviously takes a while to develop a system like that, and you get freaks like KD who can play 1 through 5 just because of his height and still shoot ridiculously efficient. You have players that can switch 1 through 5 defensively and give you just 3-point shooting. 3-and-D guys. But then it's a curse in a way where you have Zion who, because of his weird frame, he's 6'6". He can bully his way in the paint. So one, he needs post touches. So that takes away a traditional center, even one that can shoot like Brook Lopez, because Brook Lopez got a good amount of post touches. Got a good amount of post touches, right? It takes away Joel Embiid. It takes away Cat. It takes away like Porzingis. You know,
I feel like Porzingis would be
could probably work.
I feel like Porzingis would be a good option next to Zion. Or
considering Porzingis doesn't even want to be in the paint.
Serge Ibaka would be a perfect complement for Zion in the front court.
Yeah, it's like
a Ryan Anderson.
Yeah, it's like the only center that works with Zion is centers that literally don't feel comfortable being in the paint somehow. So like Porzingis doesn't feel comfortable being in the paint even though he's 7'3". Who else did you say? You said
like a Serge Ibaka.
Yeah, Serge Ibaka like doesn't have a post game but can shoot threes. So it's like it's almost so specific that there's only like off the dome there's only like 3 people we could name.
And that's the problem. So like a lot of the centers who can shoot or like guys who can shoot, like say like a Davis Bertans, like he has size and he can shoot the ball, right?
Yeah.
But if you have him in your starting lineup, you're getting cooked on defense.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like
and Zion gets cooked on defense too from power forward positions as well.
Yeah, so it's kind of like I don't know, unless you just have Zion on the dunker spot all game, which I don't want my number 1 overall pick doing that. I mean, we've seen Ben Simmons.
Yeah, and you have it's hard to know. So that's the discussion on the 4 and the 5. But there's also more of a discussion to have from 1 through 3 because it's like what works better? All 3 shooters, considering you'll let Zion be the quote unquote point forward. So just all 3 shooters and all these 3 shooters can handle the ball okay. Like it's literally you're just trying to find like 3 Seth Currys basically,
Yeah.
or play or like because you have Brandon Ingram, but he needs his touches too because he can score off the post. Like they were last in 3-point.
Brandon Ingram get himself a bucket.
Yeah, he'll get himself the bucket, but they were last in 3-point shooting, I believe, last year, or like
I
one of
think
the
Brandon
worst
Ingram
teams.
was their best shooter. He shot 38% from 3 on 6 attempts.
Yeah. They were 26th in the league in 3-point percentage. They were 25th in 3-point attempts and 27th 3-points made. So they were not great from 3. So I don't know because they're trying to find a right balance to where they can be a good balanced team, but then at the same time they need Zion to literally be the only person to score on the squad and to create. But he doesn't have that. He never has. I don't think he will.
Yeah, I mean, he got his last year scoring 27, but he only averaged like 3 assists. So that's the issue.
And the problem is Lonzo, and like that's what everybody said. The problem was Lonzo, but it doesn't make any sense. He's a point guard.
Well, they messed up Lonzo there too. They turned Lonzo into a 3-and-D guy who's in the corner.
Exactly, which is what I'm assuming that's what they need. But like, it feels like the road to success. Like this is their starting 5, which is I feel like David Griffin has a fucking depth chart in his office right now. I want Mikal Bridges at point guard. I want Mikal Bridges at shooting. I want Mikal Bridges at small forward. Zion at power forward and Porzingis at center. That's basically like, if you guys know what, because we love Mikal Bridges over here. So if you guys understand what Mikal Bridges does, that's literally what David Griffin wants from 1 through 3, Zion, and then a center that doesn't like being in the paint. That's basically like his dream starting 5 right now for some reason. And it's just like, fuck the bench, because now you have Josh Hart, who is a solid 3-point shooter as well, right?
34%.
34%. He was only behind. Yeah, he was only behind fucking people who are not even on the team anymore, except Brandon Ingram. So I mean, and he's a second stringer. He's actually a good defender. Like he's someone that you can probably work with Zion more. And then you get Sato and you have Garrett Temple, and it doesn't make any sense. And you have Wenyen Gabriel, Willie Hernan Gomez. So I don't know. They did not help him at all. They didn't help him at all. So I don't know what the plan is. I don't know. They don't even have picks like that. I don't think. Let me see. I want to see what picks they have. New Orleans Pelicans.
They have the Lakers pick next year and their own first round pick next year.
So they
that Lakers pick's probably going to be late 20s, early 20s. So they have their pick next year. They have the Lakers pick the next year as well. It's like a pick swap option, so they could switch spots.
So in 2022, they have 1 first and 3, and they have 4.
They're going to be getting
4 seconds.
They're going to have the Lakers first round pick until 2024.
Yeah, I mean, they have solid picks, I guess. They have solid picks. 2023, they have 2 firsts. 2024, they also get 3 firsts.
They also have some picks from the Bucks from the Drew Holiday deal.
Yeah, so I mean, if there was one thing that came up, is that Drew Holiday deal was how they got all their picks. So I don't know. It's just it made a lot of people angry knowing that, like, okay, yeah, Zion is Zion. 27 points a game, dominating the inside. He had a 61.6% effective field goal percentage, 61% from the field, ridiculous. The 3-point shot, obviously, he only shot, I think, like 20, right?
Yeah,
he only shot like 20 and made like 2 or something. So I don't know. I don't know. Brandon Ingram is gonna have a good year just because he's the second option. He's probably gonna average the same 23. Zion's gonna average 27. Jonas might come in and average 14 on good boards. Jonas and Zion, they're gonna dominate the inside just off of offensive rebounds, and like they're probably gonna be first offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
And second chance points. because they're just huge bodies down on the inside. But 1 and 2, it's just not going to bring you over. The 1 and 2 spot is just not going to bring you over. The bench is bad.
Yeah,
So
Sato. I mean, Trey Murphy. I'm excited to see what they do with him. How do they utilize him with Brandon and Zion? So I don't know. Should be interesting to see. Under 500 team, I think, again for them.
yeah, they finished 31 and 41 last
But
year.
David Griffin, the clock is ticking, man.
Yeah,
Clock
bro.
is
Because
ticking.
how many years does Zion have left on his contract? Salaries. Zion has what the fuck?
He's a free agent in 2023, so he has this year, and then next year they can extend him or not.
Okay, so he has 2 years, basically.
Yeah.
He has 2 years. Because I've never heard in my life someone requesting a trade out of a rookie deal. So, and I don't think it'll happen this year. So, because he just doesn't have. I mean, he has the leverage, but I've never heard of it. So I don't think he has like fucking balls to say, yeah, bro, I want to get out of here. Because the contract would be stupid. The contract would be dumb. Like you could literally trade Zion Williamson for like Garrett Temple because the rookie contract's the same. So that just doesn't make any sense. So
he's only making 11 million right now. So.
He's making 11 million a year right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What the hell is like Sato making? It's like almost the same, no? I think. What does he make? Tomas Satoransky. What are you making, buddy? 10 mil. Thank you. So you're making fucking 10 mil. So you can literally trade him. So right now, the worth of Zion is Tomas Satoransky in a pick, basically. So that's why it's dumb. That's why David Griffin has 2 years. And that's it. And then this team is just going to be bottom of the bin again. So, really? Tomas Satoransky's nickname on Basketball Reference is Sadie, not Sato. Everyone calls him Sato. No. So if we look at their schedule here, it starts off hard, gets easy, and then just gets way hard. They have the Pelis. It's funny is that this Pelicans team, considering how I guess okay the roster is, I guess Zion is enough for this schedule because they have the 12th easiest schedule, which is very interesting that they have the 12th easiest schedule. And it gets hard by the end. So that'll determine which would be kind of tough considering, like, let's say by the third dot in the middle, which is post Christmas, like what record they're at, because I'm looking by around Christmas and it's a lot of San Antonio, a lot of Oklahoma, a lot of Sacramento, a lot of Minnesota. So it'll get harder by the end. So they maybe could make it as it a 10th. No,
I don't know, man.
Like, you think Zion has it in him to carry him?
I mean, he said at media day he's gonna give 110% and do his job to make sure his team is. Devontae Graham gonna do his job though?
Devontae Graham hasn't been motivated since 2019. I don't know. It's just again. We warned you guys. This is the saddest gym overview I've done. We've done. This is so sad. Next year, this division will be better, considering Houston and Dallas. But this division altogether is just really sad, and there's just not much. Like, there's just no plan for most of these teams. Like San Antonio, I don't know.
I'll take back my statement. The Pelicans can maybe be a 10 seed, like you were saying. Just looking at what happened last year. I mean, they were in the mix. They were 2 games behind San Antonio for the 10 spot. So yeah, I forgot. And
Yeah.
the play in spans out to 10 teams.
It's 10 seats. So like, and if they get assuming it gets easier, right? According to this chart,
Yeah.
then they could be 60 by Christmas, and then it gets hard, then they fall, and then they're in the fight for 10, 11. So it's just,
If I remember, in the mix, and then they lost. They went on like a 4-game losing streak, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe
It happened last year and the year before that in the bubble.
yeah.
They were literally all they had to do to make playoffs last year. I mean, in the bubble season, the bubble restart was win a game, and they couldn't. And I watched everyone, and they just couldn't figure it out. I don't know why. They couldn't figure it out. Zion was out of shape. Brandon Ingram could not hit shots. I don't know. And all they had to do was win one game, and they couldn't figure it out. So we'll see if it's enough. I think by the end of the season, once it gets harder, they're gonna obviously lose the games, but they'll be in the mix. So I think Zion would do enough to be 10 seed, lose the playing game, and then he did his job. And then next year comes, probably do it again. Then the contract extension talks come up, and we'll, I don't know where this team goes from there, because if they lose him, that's it, they're done. This team is not going to be talked about until they get number 1 pick again. This team's never going to be talked about.
Well, I mean, 2024 when AD is running the Lakers and he gets hurt and they get the first pick. I mean, maybe we'll talk about them then.
Oh yeah. like if Zion leaves, what is Ingram's contract right now?
Let me see.
Look that up for me, because when does it expire? It's he signed a 5-year that will last him up to 2024, 2025. Okay. So it's 31 mil a year, or 31 and a half a year, basically, until 2024. And you said Zion 2023. Okay. So by 2023, that means if Zion leaves, then it's just Ingram contractually there. He has 2 years left on his contract with approximately 31 times 2, or 31 and a half times 2. That's like 72, right? Or 73. It's like $73 million left in his contract. He's going to want to leave, and he'll be 20 by that time. By 2023, he's going to be 26 or 27, somewhere around there. So he's going into his prime, and who knows what the league will look like in 4 years, 4 years.
Yeah, we saw what happened in 2017 to 2021.
Yeah,
so different.
Yeah, so who knows what the league will look like. So my thing is, if Zion leaves, Ingram is done. He's gonna ask out, because there's no way because he's not built like that. He's not built to carry a team like that at all. He's not. Because as much as we want to compare him to KD, he's just not. So he's going to want to leave. Brandon Ingram, that's the thing. Brandon Ingram is a very interesting topic as well, because he's an all-star, but he's not on a championship team. I don't see him even as a second option.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a third. I saw a tweet that said Jordan Poole is better than him.
Whoa.
I was like, okay. I
liked Brandon Ingram. I like his skill set.
I like his skill set. It's very smooth. It's smooth. You give him in the top, top of the free throw line area, like elbow area, and he's gonna get you a bucket every time. Like on the wing area, he's gonna get you a bucket every time. I just don't know, because as much as we want to compare him to KD lengthwise and frame, skill set wise, I feel like he's more like Chris Middleton than he is KD, in the sense of like, sure, the frame is there, but Chris Middleton and him both have the skill set to go get their own bucket when the team needs it, and to literally just come down the court, dribble a little bit, and just hit a shot over, because no one can contest his release point.
Yeah.
So the best he'll get is maybe if he's in the right position, like this Bucks team, where he can be a Chris Middleton, then that's the role he'll take in a championship team. But realistically, I think he's just a third option on a championship team if he ever finds himself on one.
I mean, I like your point there. I think he could be like a Chris Middleton type, like a superstar, and then Chris, we got Brandon Ingram as his Robin, which I mean, I take that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just again right system. You have that formula a little bit because if you think about it, it's kind of funny. Last year, Zion wants to play like Giannis, right? They had Drew Holiday, and then
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram, which I'm saying now is like Chris Middleton. So they had kind of the formula there,
Yeah,
I
but
guess.
Zion was,
But Zion was a baby, or it
yes.
still is a
You
baby,
couldn't really.
and you know it's hard to gauge that. But like that's where I guess you should be because again, you have these demons, right? These like freaks, like Zion, KD, Giannis, and so I think the role, obviously, KD is a little different because he can play off ball as we've seen with Warriors, so he's a little different. But the format has now become where there's like demons at the 4 spot, 3 spot, but can't really shoot. So it's the right mixture of a guy who can go get his own bucket in clutch time, but not take too many touches from the main guy. And then you have a good two-way that can play make and defend the other guy's best player. So it's like the Bucks are leaning on, or like everyone is kind of looking towards this Bucks format in the way of like that's just how the league is progressing, considering positionless basketball. So we'll see if they follow that format, that plan that's already out there.
Copycat league.
So we'll see. Yeah, again, it's always a copycat league. So yeah, please let in the comments what you think this team, if there's Pelicans fans out there, if there's even Zion fans out there, because I know they like to separate themselves a little bit. Yeah, please let down in the comments what if you think Zion is gone. Do you want it? Are you gonna follow him when he's gone? Do you want him gone? What do you think this team should do? Should you fire David Griffin? I don't know. Please subscribe as well.